Having a low credit score can make borrowing money feel almost impossible, especially when an emergency expense pops up and you need cash fast. But online loan marketplaces like badcreditloans.com aim to provide a solution to this. I'm Choncé with badcredit.org, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how badcreditloans.com works, talking a little bit more about the pros and cons, and also we're going to discuss who should actually consider using this platform. So first, it's important to know that badcreditloans.com is not a direct lender. It's actually a loan marketplace that connects borrowers with third-party lenders that work with people who may have lower credit scores. So these online marketplaces, we've seen them around, very popular, but this is not a direct lender, just so you know. But the perk here is that instead of applying with multiple lenders individually, you'll actually fill out one loan request form, and the platform will try to match you with the lender that's in its network of connected lenders. Now, this service is completely free to use, but just keep in mind that your information may be shared with lending partners and financial service companies, so you could receive marketing emails or calls afterward, whether you decide to move forward with a loan or not. This platform is mainly geared toward borrowers who have poor or fair credit. So there doesn't appear to be a strict minimum credit score requirement just to submit a request. I really could not find any specific credit score requirements, just that they will work with people who have lower credit scores. But in general, lenders are going to consider different things like your income, employment status, how long you've been on your job, any existing debt you might have, and also your banking history. So they will look at other things outside of just your credit to try to help you qualify for a loan. Now, loan amounts typically range between $500 to $10,000 with badcreditloans.com with their lenders. And if you're approved, the funds could arrive as soon as the next business day. Again, this is all depending on the lender. Each lender has their own process and requirements, but that's just general standpoint. One thing that I did notice about this platform is that if you can't find a lender match, it may redirect you to other financial services like debt relief or credit repair companies instead. So they do have third-party financial service partners as well if you're looking for alternative options. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the downsides. One of the biggest things with using a platform like this is the cost. So badcreditloans.com itself does not charge any fees, but the lender you match with might. So depending on the lender that you choose, you could have things like origination fees, which is a percentage of the loan amount. You could also have certain late fees if you don't pay on time, non-sufficient fund fees, and then also very high interest rates, higher than other traditional borrowing options, especially if your credit is lower. And since these loans are designed for borrowers with poor credit, APRs typically can land in the 25% to 35% range or even higher. So keep all that in mind. That just means that a smaller loan could get pretty expensive quickly. So you definitely want to make sure you're reading all those loan terms if you decide to move forward with this platform. But if you use a platform like this, it's really important to just borrow what you truly need only, not more than what you need. And like I said, read the loan agreement carefully so you understand the terms, the overall cost, and also make sure the monthly payment realistically can fit within your budget. Otherwise, there's a big risk of borrowers getting stuck in a cycle of repeatedly borrowing to cover emergencies because they take out a loan and then the fees are high and they pay the loan back and then they find out they need more money. So those things can kind of help you avoid that. Now let's talk a little bit about the application process. It's pretty fast. When I tested the site, it was a form online. Basically, you just enter some basic information like your zip code, your birthday, and the last four of your social to get started. But then there's a few pages of the form. They do ask for different information like your employment details, monthly income, your desired loan amount, contact information, all of that stuff. So it is pretty thorough, but only takes a few minutes. And then there is also at the end of that step an identity verification section where you will provide your full social security number and your driver's license or state ID number. So that's how the form goes. And once you submit that, the platform attempts to match you with a lender. And at this stage, even though you do put your social security number in, it's only a soft credit pull. So your score typically won't be impacted yet. But if you want to move forward with the offer and select a lender and do an official application, then they will do a hard credit inquiry and also ask for supporting documents in order to approve you for the loan. At that stage, you will have a hard credit inquiry on your report. So, would I recommend badcreditloans.com? I think it can make sense for someone who's dealing with true emergencies or might need money quickly and they just don't qualify with a traditional bank. Maybe you've tried before or you know your credit score is not up there and you're looking for alternative options. I wouldn't view it as a long term financial solution. So maybe like a smaller term loan that you can easily afford to pay back because, again, those costs can add up. And it is pretty convenient too. So it's just someone who might feel a little financially stuck and need a loan. It's an option for you. But again, the trade off is higher cost, varying loan terms since you don't know what type of lenders they work with. And before accepting any type of high interest loan, be sure to compare all your options and alternatives first. So just make sure that credit unions or other lenders don't have loan options for you. Maybe they have a program where you could apply with a lower credit score. You also might want to look into loan assistance programs if there's any hardship resources with your employer, as well as nonprofit financial counseling. And even if you have a credit card, you could do a balance transfer, 0% APR. But again, if your credit score is lower, you may not qualify for that. Just definitely check all alternatives so that way you can determine if this is the right solution for you. So thanks so much for watching this video. And to learn more about badcreditloans.com, be sure to check out my full in-depth review on badcredit.org.